congratulations on this film coming out May 13th, The Lost
Thank you.
Princess.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you, man.
so this isn't going to be shown in Saudi Arabia at this point.
It's gonna be shown so the North America, US, Canada, Russia, Latin America, and Middle East. So all the Middle East.
Wow. So, my family gets to see it over there, so I'm thrilled for that.
Oh, nice. Where are you from? Saudi?
My dad is from Iran and my mom's from Lebanon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So this is a fantastic adventure film that turns on its head what is expected of a princess, especially of Saudi ancestry.
Yeah, so it's been the Saudi thing. It's kind of it's an excuse to do the movie. So it's not just the Saudis. I come from Morocco,
Mhm.
and we've been having this one of the story issue, which is marrying young girls to rich people, or not specifically rich people, but to there's a lot of poor families with girls, and since the girls cannot work at a young age, unlike boys, which is not even a thing, so they give away the daughter to older guys, in just for kind of financial security for the daughter. And the excusing this, so what they do most of the time, there's a lot of rich people coming from the Middle East, like the Saudis, and they marry young Moroccan women. And in this case, we had this Saudi prince who marries her at a young age when she was 14, and then she discovers love, of course, because when you married at 14, you're not in love. But in our case, the princess discovered love at later age.
Well, you did something extremely wonderful. Morocco has become the setting for most of the Middle East when it comes to filmmaking.
Yes, correct.
For the longest time, it was Egypt. Everyone was making movies in Egypt. You had to learn the Egyptian accent when watching movies because that's where they all came from. And Morocco has kind of taken over that. How exciting is that, not only for the Kingdom of Morocco, but for cinema as a whole in North Africa?
Yeah, well, listen, I've been working in those kind of movies since I started 20 years ago. And I started as a second AD. I was a second assistant director, and then I progressed to first AD. Then I become a production manager, line producer, to finally become a director. And I learned a lot through these American movies. I worked in so many German movies for German television coming to shoot in Morocco. We did American movies, we did French movies and TV show, we did so many commercials. So that thing by itself helped so many people in Morocco to become in the Hollywood as a technician or filmmakers. And those movies altogether spends about $200 million in Morocco per year, just on local spending, which is way bigger than the local movies, because we have about 20 movies per year, Moroccan movies per year, for a total budget of 600,000. I'm sorry, $6 million for the entire ensemble of movies, Moroccan movies. So it's not gonna be much in terms of hiring the local crews or anything, but the big business is really all the foreign production coming to shoot in Morocco.
And Soraya Azzabi, she's the star of the film as Princess Nour.
Yeah.
A wonderful actress. This is the first time I've seen her in anything, and I'm really thrilled, or at least that I've paid attention, and that's not my fault for not having paid attention sooner. When you found Soraya, what was it like, the audition process for her and bringing her on for the film?
So we met Soraya on a previous movie we've done together. We did a small movie called The Moderator that was out in 2022 that we shot during COVID. And I believe we met through friends in common like a couple of years ago, a couple of years before that. And she has never acted, but she was a supermodel. She was working as a model for so many brands. And I auditioned her for the previous movie, and I think she did well. And on the second movie, because we just finished a movie together, so I was trying to find someone else, and I've been auditioning. I think we auditioned more than 2,000 people to get the right Arab figure, like Arab girl who speaks well English and everything. And we couldn't. I mean, I was not convinced with none of them. End up getting back to Soraya and said, "Hey, Soraya, so now we have the second one. Would you want to do it with us?" And she said, "Oh yeah, I want to. I was waiting for you to come and ask me because I really wanted to do this movie." And this is how it worked. So I mean, it came naturally from the previous movie we've done together.
Sometimes يعني شو اسمه كزمت وقت بيمشي بيمشي.
Exactly.
Yeah. Uh,
Maktub.
yeah. When you have, you're from Morocco, you have Jean-Daniel Camus and Jonathan McConnell as your co-writers in this. To have this blend of internationalism, French, Moroccan, American or Canadian, North American, and finding the balance and telling a story that could be felt internationally. How important was it? Because this isn't just North Africa, this isn't just the Middle East, this isn't just Europe, this is something that we see around the world.
Yeah, well, listen, the story comes from Jean Daniel, and Jean Daniel is a French national who lives in Morocco. He's been living in Morocco for probably 15 years, and he got inspired by a castle he saw in Morocco, and he had the whole story comes from him. And when he hired me to direct it, I told him, I was not convinced about all the elements, and I asked for a rewrite. And I hired my friend Jonathan, who also live in Morocco, to help me for the rewrite, because I'm usually the guy with the ideas. I write the treatments or the ideas and the vibe, and I like someone else to do it for me. Because I'm mainly a director and producer. I mean, I write, but it's more about giving the ideas and just the creation of the idea. And then when everyone finish writing for me, I just take the script and I start to edit the writing and edit the script. Just make it like as short and compact as possible. And this is what I do myself in the end. So Jonathan, I've been knowing him for 20 years. He lives in Morocco for probably 20 years. And he's my kind of shadow writer, not necessarily shadow writer. He writes for me. He writes with me. And Jean Daniel is really the initiator of the project. So it's been a very, very good collaboration. So when Jean Daniel sent me the script, he said, "Hey, I have a script. It's ready." I told him, "I'm sorry, it's not ready. It's good, but it's not ready." But we spent another 7, 8 months to rewrite it, the three of us. So every time I was writing, sending to Jonathan, Jonathan was fixing, and then sending back for Jean Daniel for his blessings, because he's the one in charge of everything. And then once he was happy with the entire thing, then we went forward into production.
Wow, that's wonderful. And the cinematography is absolutely gorgeous on this film. When you decide on the filters afterwards, the color balance and
Yeah.
everything else, and making sure that everything matches up, how important was the setting itself to be its own character for the story?
Well, listen, the setting, the color is more or less the same as what we did on camera. I mean, of course, you just make everything better, everything match. You have to have this line of colors that matched from the beginning to the end. But the setting, we had a big challenge. The main challenge is to find a castle or a kasbah that can look new in the past and that is destroyed in the future, that we're going to rebuild in the future. And we found so many ones in Morocco, but the challenge was huge, or it was either super expensive to rebuild or use VFX, or I mean, it was kind of complicated. For me, one of the main challenge and the main hero of the movie is the Kasbah. And once we found this one, the one we shot in the movie, what we did, because we couldn't see it as a castle, as a private castle. So what we did is we discovered the back entrance of the Kasbah from the other side, which nobody goes generally. And we built a massive wall, which you see in the opening of the movie where there is the explosions. And this is where we got the solution, because normally you see the Kasbah from the other side, and when we saw it from the back and we added that wall, it became the entrance, which in reality was not. So the challenges mainly was this set where we shot probably, I think we shot there for 2 weeks out of 4 weeks and a half. So there were so many other locations and so many difficulties in terms of making all the shots work together. Like for example, they leave the room and they have to go down the stairs and go out of the main door when the car arrive. They enter. Everything was kind of cheated a little bit so it fits the location. It's not just opening a door and getting inside and walk and like you see in the movie. It feels so natural, but we have to do a lot of cheating. So that was another big challenge to make everything works and look great in the movie.
Well, fantastic. I'm trying not to give too much of the story away. We can figure out from the synopsis. But when you bring out the emotional aspect of the characters and finding the crossover between royalty and although the character is wealthy, he's still a commoner. He doesn't have the international authority that the Saudi princess would. You know, in telling such with not I don't want to say a heavy political aspect, but something that would involve certain international politics. Yeah, it does add a level to the storytelling in its gravitas and how important it is to understand international relations. It's not just habayta wa khalas.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you fall in love, you fell in love. I mean, there is so the princess in our story, she when you're young and you come from a poor family, they give you, my grandma was like this. My grandma was given away to someone. He was not old. He was almost like 5 years older than her, but she was 13. My father's mother as well. So both my grandmas were married super young, and this is how it was back in the days. When a woman becomes a woman, that means, a woman, she has her cycles and everything. She becomes a woman and she's given away. And usually they get married before they know each other. It's not like today you meet many people and you start to get in love or not. So back in the days, you would just give away the girl to a guy and that's it. And she becomes his wife and she takes care of everything from that point. So in the story, it's exactly the same. You see the poor family and they put her into piano and they want her to be this successful lady. So when she's married to someone, so it opens access to rich people and everything. So she falls in love with the guy. She marries the prince, but she's never in love with him until the day she met someone else who's actually the opposite. He is a music pianist. He's a piano player for a hotel, and doesn't have any money or anything. And then she falls in love, and she cannot control what's next. And of course, when you fall in love with someone and you're married with a prince, with all the shame that you're going to bring to the prince and everything, all the problem will start, and that's where we get to the movie.
The movie comes out on May 13th, and the excitement is there, the buzz, the beauty of the film, everything. What's the one message you would like for the audience to take from seeing this film?
Listen, it's I'm trying to spread my little messages. It's like the rights of the women's rights, the women empowerment, and because we have a very strong and powerful woman in this movie, and I'm also trying to show people, like the goal is to make people travel and have a good time, like 1 hour and a half of a good time visiting Morocco, but also most likely enjoying the story and the spiritual story through the ayahuasca retreat where we start in the beginning of the movie, and also the love story. So I mean, just the goal is, as every filmmaker, is the audience to enjoy the movie and talk about it.
Well, we're talking about it now. I really appreciate your time today. The Lost Princess is coming, excuse me, is going to be available on May 13th. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And where can we find you on social media if we want to keep the conversation going about
I'm everywhere on social media. I'm on X under my first and last name, and I'm on Instagram under Hicham H point films, and on LinkedIn under Hicham Hajji, Facebook Hicham Hajji. I'm everywhere. I'm not hard to find.
Perfect. Hicham Hajji, thank you so much for your time today. I look forward to it. Hopefully we get to meet face to face. نقعد مع بعض نشرب فنجان شاي.
Where are you based?
I'm in Orange County, California.
Orange
Yeah.
County. Okay, I was there last weekend.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm based in Vegas now. I spent my last 10 years in LA, and I just moved to Vegas 6 months ago.
Everybody's moving to Vegas now, so yeah.
It's very nice.
All right, Habib, I'll keep in touch and we'll go from there.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
You too.